Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Miss English Channel. I'm Emily.
And I'm Paul. It feels so good to be here with you today.
Absolutely, Paul. Today, we're diving into a super important and practical topic for every English learner, talking about your feelings.
Yes, feelings, something we all experience every single day. Happy, sad, excited, nervous. They're part of life, and learning to express them in English is a big step in your language journey.
It really is. And before we jump in, let's remind our lovely listeners, share this episode with your friends who are learning English, subscribe to Miss English Channel if you haven't already, and hit that like button.
And don't forget, we absolutely love reading your comments. Share your thoughts, your favorite phrases, or even a story about your day.
So, Paul, let's start with why talking about feelings is so important. Sometimes it feels a little difficult, right?
Yes, but it's so valuable, Emily. Talking about how we feel helps our mental health. It's like opening a small window in a room full of air. You let things out, you breathe easier.
Exactly. Keeping everything inside makes you heavy. Expressing feelings is not only good for you, but it also improves communication. People can understand us better.
For example, if I say, Emily, I feel really happy today, you instantly understand my state of mind. It makes our relationship stronger.
Totally. If I tell a friend, I'm feeling sad today, that friend might say, I'm sorry to hear that. Can I help? Just like that, a bridge of connection is built.
That's a beautiful way to describe it. So yes, sharing feelings is good for our minds, good for understanding each other, and good for friendships.
Wow, it's powerful. Now, for our amazing English learners, let's explore some basic feeling words you'll hear every day.
Yes, let's start with simple ones. The first is happy.
Happy, when you smile, when you laugh. Like right now, I'm feeling happy talking to you, Paul.
Me too, Emily. And then we have sad.
That's when you feel down, maybe even cry.
Like when it rains all day and you wanted to go outside, you might feel sad, right?
Exactly. Next is angry. That's when you feel hot inside, maybe ready to shout.
Like missing the bus or spilling coffee on your shirt. You might feel angry.
Yes, and then there's tired. That's when you just want to sleep.
Oh yes, after a long day of work or after studying English late at night, you feel tired.
True. Next is excited. That's when you look forward to something good.
Like the night before a holiday, you can't sleep because you're so excited.
Exactly. Another common one is scared.
Like watching a spooky movie in the dark, you feel scared. Or when you hear a strange sound at night.
Yes, and finally, in our basic list, nervous. You feel nervous before a test or when you have to speak in front of people.
Oh yes, I remember feeling nervous before our very first podcast. But now, with practice, I feel happy and confident.
That's the key. Practice. It changes everything.
Now here's a very important tip. The difference between I feel and I am.
Yes, this is useful. When we talk about feelings, we often say, I feel happy or I feel sad.
That's right. It describes your current state. But you can also say, I am happy or I am sad. Both are correct.
So don't stress too much. Just use whichever feels natural. For example, I feel tired or I am tired. Both are fine. Perfect. Now let's go a little deeper with some specific feelings.
Yes, let's do it. First one, frustrated. That's when you try to do something, but it's not working.
Like building furniture and the instructions make no sense. You feel frustrated.
Exactly. Another word is overwhelmed. That's when you have too much to do, too many things on your mind.
Students often feel overwhelmed. So much homework, too many tests.
Yes. And another is anxious. It's like nervous, but stronger. You worry about something that hasn't happened yet.
Like before a big interview, your stomach feels tight. You feel anxious.
Yes. Next, proud. That's a wonderful feeling when you or someone you love does something well.
Like finishing a project, you feel proud. Or when your child learns to ride a bike, you feel proud.
Beautiful examples. Then we have lonely. That's when you feel alone, even if people are around.
Yes, loneliness happens to everyone. It's okay to feel that way sometimes.
Absolutely. And then confident. That's when you believe in yourself and your abilities.
Like when you raise your hand in class, knowing the answer, you feel confident.
Perfect. And one more, disappointed. That's when something you hoped for doesn't happen.
Like when your favorite team loses a game, you feel disappointed.
Yes. Now, here's something really practical, describing how strong a feeling is.
You can say, I feel a bit sad, or I feel completely devastated.
Right. And a bit sad is like dropping your ice cream. Completely devastated is like losing something very important.
Right. And you can add words like a little, very, really, extremely to show the strength of your feeling.
It adds color and emotion to your sentences.
Fantastic! Now let's spice things up with some English idioms about feelings.
Ooh, I love idioms. The first one, I'm on cloud nine. That means you're extremely happy, like floating in the sky.
Like, my vacation starts tomorrow. I'm on cloud nine.
Exactly. Another is, I'm feeling under the weather.
This means you feel a little sick, like having a cold. I can't come tonight. I'm feeling under the weather.
Right. Next, he's walking on eggshells.
This means being very careful not to upset someone. Like the person is so sensitive, you must choose your words carefully.
Yes, like fragile eggs. You don't want to break them.
And finally, it broke my heart.
That means something made you very, very sad. Like when a pet runs away.
Yes, that would break my heart.
These idioms are fun, but they take practice.
True, but hearing them often and using them will make them stick. So, Paul, we've talked about how to say how we feel, but how do we ask others about their feelings in English?
Great question. The simplest one is, of course, how are you? But often people just reply, I'm fine.
Right. If you really want to know more, you can ask, how are you really feeling? It shows that you care.
Exactly. Or if someone looks sad, you might say, do you want to talk about it?
That's such a kind question. It gives them space to share if they want, without pressure.
Yes. And another good one is something on your mind? This means, are you thinking about something difficult or worrying?
Ooh, that's gentle but powerful. It's like knocking on the door of their heart.
Yes, Emily. These questions are not just words. They're bridges. They create connection.
And once someone shares, we want to respond with empathy. That's a very important skill.
Absolutely. Empathy means understanding and sharing the feelings of another person. It's saying, I see you. I hear you. You're not alone.
So if someone says, I'm sad, you can reply, that must be really hard.
Yes. Or, I understand how you feel. Even if you haven't been in the exact situation, it shows compassion.
Another powerful phrase is, I'm here for you.
Wow, that one is so comforting. It tells the other person, you don't need to walk alone.
And a very simple but beautiful one. Thanks for sharing that with me.
Exactly. When someone opens up, it's brave. Thanking them shows trust and appreciation.
These responses are small, but they can change a person's day.
Yes, words are powerful. They can heal, encourage, or even give hope.
Now, Paul, let's practice with real-life situations. Our listeners can follow along.
Perfect. Let's start. Imagine you had a really tough day at work. How would you describe your feelings?
I might say, I feel tired and a bit frustrated. The computer was slow and I had too many meetings.
That's a good one. Or I'm feeling overwhelmed after all that work today.
Yes, exactly. Now, let's try another. Expressing excitement before a trip.
Easy. I'm so excited for my vacation next week. I can't wait. or I'm on cloud nine about the concert tomorrow.
Love it. Now, what about sadness after a breakup?
That's a hard one. You might say, I'm very sad about the breakup. It broke my heart.
Or, I'm really disappointed the project didn't work out.
These phrases show different levels of sadness and disappointment. Using the right words makes your English sound natural.
Exactly. And remember, listeners, practice these in your head or even say them out loud. The more you use them, the easier it becomes.
Let's talk about feelings at work now. That could be tricky.
Yes, especially when you feel stressed, but still want to sound professional.
Right. If you feel too much pressure, you can say, I'm feeling a bit burned out.
Burned out is a very common phrase. It means you're extremely tired and stressed, like a candle that has completely burned down.
Exactly. And if you need some time off, you can say, I need a mental break.
A mental break means time to rest your mind. It's important for health.
Yes. These phrases are polite and professional, good for work situations.
Very true. Now, let's talk about culture. Paul, did you know emotions are expressed differently in different cultures?
Oh, yes. In some cultures, people don't talk about their feelings very openly. They keep them private.
And in other cultures, it's normal, even expected, to share openly how you feel.
Right. And English-speaking cultures are often a bit more direct. People may say clearly, I feel nervous, or I feel excited.
Yes. And for English learners, this can feel new, but it's also a wonderful chance to practice honesty.
Right. Because language is not just words, it's culture too.
Exactly. So don't be shy. Try it. Expressing yourself is a skill, just like grammar or vocabulary.
Yes. And when you practice, you grow. Not only in English, but also in your confidence.
Now, before we move toward the final part, let's give our listeners some practical tips to expand their emotional vocabulary.
Good idea. My first tip is keep a feelings journal.
Oh, I love that. Every day, write 1 or 2 sentences like, today I feel happy because, or I feel nervous because.
Yes, it helps you practice and reflect at the same time.
My second tip is describe your day using emotional words.
Instead of saying, my day was good, you can say, my day was stressful at first, but then I felt proud when I finished my work.
That's so much more colorful, and it helps your English sound real.
Exactly. And my last tip is practice with a friend. Ask each other, how are you feeling today? And try new phrases.
Perfect, because learning English is not just about studying. It's about connecting, sharing, and living the language.
Yes. And remember, mistakes are okay. They're not failures, they're teachers.
That's beautiful, Paul. Mistakes are teachers.
Thank you, Emily. And we're proud of every listener who's brave enough to learn and grow.
Me too. You're not just learning words, you're learning how to express your heart.
And that's something powerful.
Paul, everything we've shared today reminds me of something important. Learning English isn't just about vocabulary, it's about finding your voice.
Yes, Emily. When you can say, I feel proud, I feel nervous, or even I feel disappointed, you're not only practicing English, you're practicing courage.
Exactly, because words shape connection. Think about this. When you tell a family member, I'm grateful for you, it changes the whole atmosphere in your home.
That's so true. Or at work, if you say, I'm a little overwhelmed right now, but I'm trying. People respect your honesty. It builds trust.
So, to our listeners, what does this mean for you today? It means you have the chance to practice English in the most human way, by being real about your feelings.
Yes. Don't just memorize grammar. Don't just repeat textbook phrases. Start using English to say what's inside your heart.
And here's the beautiful thing. When you do, people don't just hear your English, they feel your sincerity.
Exactly. It's not about perfect grammar. It's about authentic connection. That's what makes your English powerful.
And remember this, when you express your emotions in English, you're not only learning a language, you're learning freedom. The freedom to share, to connect, to be understood.
Wow, Emily. That's the punchline right there. English is not just words. It's freedom.
So friends, here's our challenge for you. Tonight, before you go to bed, write one sentence. Today I felt, and finish it honestly in English.
Do it every day for 1 week, just one sentence. You'll be amazed at how much stronger, clearer, and braver your English will become.
And please, share your journey with us. We'd love to hear your sentence in the comments below. Tell us, how are you feeling today? Or what's one moment that made you feel proud this week?
Your story could inspire someone else who is listening right now. And that's the beauty of this community. We grow together.
Yes, we really do. So thank you so much for joining us today on Ms. English Channel.
Don't forget to subscribe, share this episode with your friends, and hit the like button. It helps us keep bringing you new lessons every week.
And most of all, never stop learning, never stop expressing, and never stop believing in yourself.
Because the world doesn't just need your English. The world needs your voice.
Beautifully said, Paul. Until next time.
Take care, stay proud, and keep speaking your truth.
Bye-bye, everyone.